Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, so grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome to another episode of Just Minding My Business. I truly appreciate you taking time out to join us. Today, coming to the mic is Miss Patrice Rivers, who is a passionate writer and has published 6 books. Patrice shares her passion and skills in her writing service, Little Woman, on a Mission Writing Service, LLC. Patrice has been very busy, so I'm going to go ahead and let her talk about everything that she does. So welcome to the show, Patrice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us when the writing bug hit you.
Well, I started writing at a very early age. I was 9. Writing short fiction stories was my thing. It just hit me one day, honestly. It was a gift from God. You know, it just happened all of a sudden. And since that, I've been writing ever since. I wrote a whole bunch of short stories. I wish I had saved them and published them, but it got lost. We were moving. So at the age of 15, I started writing poetry. Poetry has been truly a blessing because even when I was going through stuff, trials and tribulations, and writing about different things, poetry was a great retail outlet for me. So started writing poetry at the age 15. You know, I kept it up. And then I didn't really thought about publishing my first book of poetry until 2012.
Okay, and tell us about that publication.
The first book, a collection of God's Word and Motivation, my first book. Basically, honestly, I was at my old job. It was a temp service. That's how I got started. I just decided to start writing poetry. I didn't have no idea that it would turn into a book. So each day during the time I was there, you know, it was slow. And as a temp, sometimes you don't have a lot of work. So I would have my notebook with me, and I would just start writing poetry. And I think it took me about 2 days to actually write the poetry and the book. And so I told my parents about it, and they were like, well, why don't you just, publish it, make it into a book. So I researched different publishing companies. Basically, Westbow Press stuck out the most. It's a Christian publication company. I contacted them, and basically they published my book. So it wasn't something planned for my first book. I just started writing the poetry, encouraging words, motivation through each one of my poems, and May 2012, that's when it was published. That's how the process began for that one.
Okay, and like I stated in the introduction, you've published 6 books.
Yes.
Wow, you have been quite busy.
Yes, I have.
And can you tell us a little bit about the other books that you've published?
Yes. So after I published my first book, 2012, I went ahead and published another poetry book, 2013, called Lyrical Passion, Tears Through My Inkwell, and that's mainly, it's inspiration poetry as well, but it's things I've been through in college. So that's what the second book is about mainly, and went through another publishing company, Inner Child Press, which I enjoy, publishing through them. My third book is my children's series, which is called Patricia's Trip to the Hospital. And basically with that book, it's about a little girl living with sickle cell. A lot of people don't know what sickle cell is, but in that story, basically, it's about me, and it's telling, the readers about what a normal day or what children can go through living with sickle cell. So that was the third book. Okay, the other book I published with a children's series is called Patricia's Guardian Angel. That was published, I think, 2016. But in between those times, I wrote a short fiction story for Kindle's sake. That's short fiction, a little bit of urban Christian. And I self-published that book. Actually, that book was written for a class project in college for one of my writing short fiction class. And I just decided to turn it into a book to publish it. It's supposed to be a sequel to that one. So that's really like 30-something pages, and it's mainly short fiction, urban Christian. Also, my other children's book, Patricia's Guardian Angel, and then my sixth book, A Sinner's Cry, and that's mainly like a urban Christian / short fiction story. That's supposed to be like a 4-part series, so I still have sequels and other parts to write with the other stories. It's taking me a minute. I'm supposed to be writing another book this year, a Christian, actual urban Christian book. So I'm just going to publish that one book this year.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you definitely are a writer.
Yeah.
So I guess from all of the books that you've written, you have decided to move forward and share your God-given gift with other people who are interested in writing and need guidance in doing so. So that's how Little Woman on a Mission Writing Service, LLC, was developed. So tell us a little bit about the services that you provide through your writing service.
Well, the Little Woman on a Mission, actually I had that name for a long time, I think since 2014. That name just kind of came about. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with that name, but I know last year I started doing a little bit of marketing and promotion services for business owners and authors who need promotions. But that's when I had a magazine going for 3 years, and that's why I used that service for. But I no longer do the magazine. That was a lot of work. But so I decided, since I have like all this experience in writing, 20 plus years, and why not give back to the community of people who want to start their own, either own blog or their own book, but just they don't know what to do or the steps to take. So with the writing service, I do provide different guides and kits for new authors. I'm working on one now for a starter kit for new writers. Basically, a guide on how to market their book, the next step after they write the manuscript. It's just certain protocol that a lot of people don't know about, such as copywriting, because that's like the main thing. After you write your manuscript, of course, you must copyright it. I would say definitely before you send it to the editor. So it's different steps. So within that author kit, I just basically want to, share some vital information with them. But even if, people want to start their own blog or own website, I do help out with that because I built my own website. So anyone that wants help doing that, I'm here to help them. Also, I do offer writing services for nonprofits and other businesses. For instance, I do write cover letters, professional bios for either individual or company bios. I do proposal letters, business letters. Also, I create different newsletter templates or designs for organizations. So besides the business aspect of it, I do want to engage more with the writers or new authors, I should say, writers or bloggers. Even setting up a blog site. If a person desires to write a blog or want to start a blog, I would help them set up a blog or the website. So stuff like that, I definitely want to do hands-on for anyone who's interested. If they need help with writing their book or ideas or stuff like that. I just want to be very engaging with other writers and authors, especially the new writers, because that's definitely who I want to target. Because a cover, I've seen this so many times. A cover tells 1,000 words, and some people covers I've seen is very basic or simple, which I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but covers are very eye-catching. So you want to make sure your picture, the image, is very clear, the pixels, the right, megabytes or the DPI, 300 DPI. So it's just certain things that people are missing when they're publishing their first book. And I can't stress this enough. Editing, grammar, make sure you hire an editor. I mean, some people don't charge a whole lot, but editing is like the very, very, very important part of the publishing process, because a lot of times when people read a book and they see a lot of grammatical errors, then it makes them not want to finish the book, because it's just that the simple stuff that a lot of new authors or authors miss, period. So that's mainly where I come in, trying to help them.
All right. It sounds like you cover the whole whole base, and that's good, because people now moving into writing their own books. As a matter of fact, I just co-authored a book with Cheryl Wood, Women Inspiring Nations, and that was a lot of work. Even though it was a chapter, it was a lot of work, because you're constantly looking at it, and after a while, everything looks right.
Right.
So it is definitely one of the things you stated about getting an editor. That is crucial.
It is.
Because people, I know how I am. When I read something and it's misspelled words, I'm real funny about misspelled words.
Right.
That's a turnoff for me as well, for sure. And that was a great point that you brought up.
Yes.
Now, with so many people nowadays doing self-publishing.
Yes, that's what I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a lot of times in these platforms, they have the book covers that you can pick from. They have everything already set up.
It's an easy process.
Yes, but they don't have the editing piece.
No, that's what they miss, and they think they can edit themselves, but you really do need to hire somebody. It's investing in that. A lot of people don't want to invest in the editing part, and that's just very important. Like, I hate reading something.
A lot of times people don't, especially first-time writers.
Right.
They may not have the money.
Yeah, that's true.
To invest into an editor.
Right.
So what type of suggestions? I know I've seen some some platforms online that you can run your manuscript through.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that'll do some editing for you.
Yes.
So what do you feel about the online editors?
Honestly, I never tried it personally. I guess another good thing is doing your research, because a lot of time, a lot of publishing companies or resources online, you just got to really, really be careful with it. I have heard of the online, running your manuscript online and let them edit, since they may not have the money at the time. I think that could be a possible way, for that time being. And then I would say for the next time, basically just, save some coins and try to invest in editors. I know some people don't charge a lot. It just depends. I know one of the girls I was talking to last year, I told her I'll write a new book. She doesn't have a set price. Basically what she does is she'll ask you your budget. So if I can't afford more than 50, then that's what she'll do. But for the first time authors, if they don't have that budget, then I would try, the online editor. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, because at least it'll be edited, versus not having it edited.
So
or if you know somebody in your family, if somebody in your family is a teacher, then they can edit too for you.
Yes. And then sometimes I've heard some people take a chapter, depending on the length of the book, and they may give a chapter to different people.
Right.
And let them read it and go through it for them.
Yeah, that'll work too. Having somebody else to read it. And I think before, I couldn't afford an editor, I think I let my dad read a chapter or read something, go through it. Poetry is different because a lot of people may not understand the language with poetry, but with like actual short fiction or novels, it's a really different process for editing. Because the grammar part and first person, third person, that's really crucial.
Yes, and then sometimes, editors also have to understand your style.
Yes,
because
that's important.
A lot of times it's, they can edit so much that they take away your voice, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what they don't understand.
Yeah, so you have to have an editor that understands your voice.
Exactly.
Because
that's
everybody
like
writes differently. Yeah.
Exactly, because a lot of editors, I guess for poetry, like I said, it's just very different because the rhyme and the style is just very, very different versus writing a novel. And so they can't really edit that much because they may think it's a grammar error, but in reality, in the poem, it's not. That's just how the poem is supposed to be, or the words. I've seen poems with different grammar and just different language from me reading it.
Yeah. So how can our listeners get in contact with you?
Well, I'm on social media a lot, so they can basically get in contact with me through my Facebook page. I have several, but I'm just going to narrow it down to two, the main one. My author page is Author P. Fierce. So if you just Google that name on Facebook, that's my author page. My writing service page is basically Little Woman on a Mission Writing Service. A lot of people have Instagram. My Instagram name is, it's LWOM Writing Services. Is the letters for Little Woman on a Mission Writing Services. So it's LWOAM Writing Services for Instagram.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's been really, really a lot. Now, let me ask you, for organizations, do you do like the blogging? Do you help with the content?
That's another thing. I forgot to mention that too, because so many. I knew I was missing something. I do content planning. In other words, I know a lot of times if someone needs help with the content of their blog or something else, then I can help them with that as far as what they want to write about, and then we can basically just jot down some ideas to go, with their content. Also, a lot of times on social media, I'm going to speak on Instagram because I see it's more on Instagram. Just basically not knowing what to post. A lot of, social media manager offer this to different clients, but having those theme colors, I'm not sure, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of organizations or businesses have certain theme colors. Like mine is pink, black, and white. So if you stick with those theme colors just to have your business stand out, but having good content on social media, whether it's verbally or written or visual, is very important. So just helping them organize their content by a daily basis. So if I could, like on Sundays, use that time to actually plan your whole week of content. So I definitely help with that area as well.
Okay. Yeah, because I like the blog, but sometimes, unfortunately, consistency has been my problem.
Oh, yeah.
with the blog.
I just got back to my blog.
Yes, because my time gets so filled up with stuff. And, I just can't always, I don't stick to the plan. Let's put it that way. I'm just going to keep it real.
Yeah, I try to leave blog once a week, and then I try to have other guest bloggers. I have, currently right now I have one, but just to rotate it, because like I said, I just got back into the blogging, but When it comes to blogging, mainly I just ask people what they like to write about, and just kind of brainstorm before they actually do the content. What's the blog going to be about? What are you going to talk about? And so forth like that. Just kind of outlining your blog before actually, typing it and publish it. Yeah, so just basically if you blog once a week or twice a week, just kind of get into that flow. Like with me, it will be once a week. Unless it's like my poetry. Like yesterday I wrote 2 poems, so I try to keep it a consistency between, once a week on my actual blog, and then my poetry is maybe once a week. It just depends. Honestly, I'm just trying to get back into a actual schedule.
That's been the issue with me. Is trying to have a consistent schedule to be able to sit down and write. And
exactly.
Unfortunately, I'm still working on that part.
Yeah, I'm in the same position as well. I'm still trying to organize. Even on Sundays, trying to do content planning for Instagram. With that particular, I'm more on Instagram. Just it can be kind of time consuming, But
yes, it is time consuming for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep trying to work on it, but it is definitely time consuming.
Yeah.
And I've got so many other things and projects going on that always takes the back burner. I'm not even going to say sometimes.
Or you can get somebody or hire somebody. It's kind of like with ghostwriting. If you want somebody, if you don't have the time to kind of, sit down with the person or, talk to them on the phone about what to plan as far as content. And it's sort of like a ghostwriting opportunity, ghostwriting thing.
And just so everybody's clear about what ghostwriters do, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes. Basically, ghostwriting is, like, for instance, if you're writing somebody's autobiography, it's for them, but you're writing it. They're not writing it, but you're writing it yourself. So nobody else knows that you are writing it. So when they publish it or whatever they do with the articles, then it's going to be their name on it, but you're writing it behind the scenes. So no one else knows it's you. So that's why it's kind of ghost, because no one knows that you're writing it. It just basically.
Okay, but don't they put your name, like if you're writing an article, not necessarily about yourself, but about whatever your topic is, and they put your name on it?
You mean like a blog post or just contributing?
Well, and my understanding of a ghostwriter is somebody who writes the stuff for you,
right?
And then then you just put your name on it.
Okay. Well, that can be, that might be, you put your name on it too. That sort of, let us know most ghostwriters write the material. I haven't seen any lately.
Wondered, like people like Steve Harvey, who we already know has a super busy schedule, and if he comes out with a book,
I'm like, good Lord.
Okay, where did he find the time?
Exactly. Somebody else wrote it.
A book.
Yep, somebody else.
And he probably just dictated it to them.
Mhm.
Because it's in his voice.
Yeah. And that's just basically, I guess, studying and just kind of figure out what they want. Because I never did novels as far as ghostwriting. That's another service I want to get into, because there's a lot of things people are mentioning to me, whether it's ghostwriting or doing resumes or editing. It's just certain things. I'm cool with it, but kind of don't want to do it right now, especially with editing, because that can be a pain. And then ghostwriting itself, because I do want to try it. I have somebody I know that's what she does. She get paid for it to ghostwrite. But, I just stick to, what I know best. But content planning, I definitely love content planning, like just sitting down with the person and figuring out, okay, what do you want to put on your social media posts? Like, you can do quotes. It is so much I can offer, yeah, so I'm trying to get that business out and get clients to kind of bite the bait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hardest part.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely the hardest part is getting the gift out and getting people to opt in. But once you get that first one, and it's on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, I am so thankful that you said yes, because you brought out some very, very good tips in terms for, especially for new writers.
Yes.
Because I think when you're new, it's just you're new. You don't know what you don't know, that kind of thing, and everything is a struggle because this is your first time doing it, and it's supposed to be a struggle, you know. But it doesn't have to be if you have a support system that has been there before you and can guide you through the process. Right, definitely. And that's pretty huge in almost everything that you do, having someone to guide you through the process, so that way you can eliminate as many mistakes as possible.
Right, exactly. I definitely agree.
Yeah. So one more time, Patrice, give us your information. I love your name. When I think of your name,
I think of
Patrice Russian, who was one of my favorite
I was kind of named after that. My dad named me after that singer.
Yeah, she was all of that. Okay, so give us your information again.
Okay. Well, you can reach me on Facebook, author P. Fierce. Also, my writing service page, Little Women on a Mission writing service. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, LWOAM writing services, or you can email me, patricerivers09@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I look forward to having you again on the show to support our new writers in things that they need to be doing to get that first book out there.
Definitely. I look forward to that.
Absolutely.
This show is brought to you by the amazing women of A Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, where we are never in competition, but always in collaboration. And our valuable sponsors, Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Ready to plan for your retirement? Contact Game Plan for Retirement. Call 410-902-0464 and schedule a free consultation. That's Game Plan for Retirement, 410-902-0464. Interested in becoming a sponsor for Just Minding My Business 24/7 radio? Or would you like to know what a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, is all about? Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Voiceovers for A Sister Circle Empowerment Network provided by Ruth Haskins, voiceover actor. To fulfill your professional voiceover needs or to receive her current professional demo, contact Ruth at 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.